Hello everyone, my name is Tim McNaught and I'm going to talk to you about our project, the Portable Alarm System, and my partner's name was Chris Ventura. So first of all, just a brief overview of what we initially planned for the project. So the aim was to make a portable alarm system that could detect when a person entered an area through the use of a PIR motion sensor, and then send a notification and then do either one of two things: either set off a LEDs and a buzzer to make an immediate alarm that you could hear and react to and see, or discreetly send an alert to your phone via Bluetooth and not set off the buzzer or the LEDs when it does this. So to discreetly alert you to when it's been triggered, and then you can see what's caused it. That was the initial goal. I'm now just going to give a brief overview of the device. So this is the PIR motion sensor. Basically how it works is it detects the heat in the environment, and when it detects a different heat value, so for example a person, it then triggers. This thing has a pretty sizable range of I think 10 or so meters, and it has a big cone of about 60 degrees. It was wider, and I ended up covering the edges to try and make it less sensitive. Here we just have the piezo buzzer. It makes a noise of 90 decibels, so it's quite loud and annoying, as you'll hear. These LEDs will be set off when the device is triggered. This push button here is used to switch the device between silent mode and out of silent mode. This LED just currently tells you if it's in silent mode or not, and it currently is. And yeah, so just before I demonstrate how it works, I just want to talk briefly about how we actually coded the motion sensing part of it. So one of the things we had to address was to make sure that the alarm wasn't set off by just the slightest motion, or like even a change in temperature, like a ray of sunlight can set off the sensor. So we didn't want any of those things triggering the alarm when it shouldn't. We ideally want it to be triggered by a person or something. So the way it works is that the Arduino is constantly recording analog values from the PIR sensor, and when it's not detecting anything, these are around 200 or so, and when it detects a motion, it jumps to about 1,000. So the way we coded it was, when it detects a motion, so anything over 900 is what we defined, over the next 6 seconds, it then records the value from the PIR sensor for each second, and if at least 5 of those 6 values are over 900, so detector's motion, in other words, then the alarm will sound. So basically, once it detects motion, if for the next 5 of those 6 seconds it's still detecting motion, it sets off the alarm. Alright, now I'm just going to give a brief demonstration of loud mode, or not silent mode, whatever you want to call it. I've got it currently connected to Bluetooth on this phone. So as you can see, starting silent mode is off by default, and the sensor itself needs to take about 30 seconds to actually calibrate, which is what these dots are signifying. 30 seconds is what is the ideal time that was designated by the datasheet for the sensor. So we just wait for those dots to finish. Also, these LEDs will turn off when the device is finished calibrating and it's ready to go. So we just need to wait a little while longer. Now it's done. The sensor's activated, so now if I wave my hand around, as you can see, it's set off the alarm. It's quite loud and the LEDs are sounding, so I'll stop it. Now I'm just going to show you what happens when it's in silent mode. So this LED is on, which means it's in silent mode. Also, if we look at the phone, the last thing it says, silent mode activated. Again, it just needs to calibrate, so we just have to wait a little while longer. Yeah, we just need to wait. Alright, sensor's done, it's activated. So now, if we keep watch of the phone, when it activates, instead of actually setting off the buzzer or the LEDs, it just gives you a quick discrete message, motion detected. And unlike the loud mode, this will keep going sort of indefinitely or whatever. So you keep getting alerts when motion keeps being detected, and it's basically, of course, up to you to act upon it. So this is connected via Bluetooth, of course. We're just using Bluetooth. The range of this thing is quite good, actually. It was triggering. I was getting a message from about more than 10 meters away, probably more without any walls or obstructions. So that's good. I'll just talk briefly about some of the problems and setbacks and things we had to adjust. Most of these things could have been actually fixed or done if we'd had more time to work on it, but we just didn't end up having enough time. So the first thing, obviously, is that the initial design was to make it portable, and the initial plan was to have it powered by an external power supply of just like a 9-volt battery, and that worked well until we had to connect a Bluetooth shield, and then that wasn't actually providing enough power to power the whole Arduino board and the shield. So, you know, probably could have used a bigger power supply, but I didn't really have the time to sort that out. So right now it's just being powered by the computer. Another problem was that, well, not a problem, but if we'd had more time and experience, we could have created an actual app, an Android app on the phone, so that when it activates, you get a cool alert, on your phone would make a noise, but we didn't have the time or experience to make that app, so instead we just can see it working by Bluetooth. But you know, the basic framework's there. You could expand upon that to make a cool app. Yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed it.